Hey there, my movie maniacs, my fellow freedom-fueled film fanatics. Welcome to this latest episode of Movies Merica. Spoiler warning. Come on in, relax, ease your mind, okay? Just drop back in your beanbag chair, your Barca lounger, your futon, or whatever, So maybe you have a futon, it's got a million holes in there, a bunch of cobwebs, like the one I had way back in the day, the single man's futon. But wherever you're at, come on in, welcome. I want you to stick around as long as you possibly can here in Movies Merica Spoiler Warning. Or, hey, if you need to join in progress later on, that's cool. Hey, this thing's being recorded, so you don't have to watch it live, okay? So if you got to, floss your cat or arrange your sock drawer, or you've got a major waffle emergency you need to take care of and you can't catch it live, that's all cool, okay? But yeah, well, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't call it Movies Merica Spoiler Warning tonight. Maybe I should call it QAnon Tonight. Yes. Because apparently if you watch the movie or you have any positive feelings about the movie Sound of Freedom that I'm talking about tonight, apparently you're a tinfoil hat wearing QAnon member. Yeah. Apparently, you yank your crank to videos of January 6th, I guess, So if you like Sound of Freedom, okay, and that's just a tactic that the left is using to try to get everyone's, off their child trafficking scent, so to speak. But we'll get more into that a little later on here, more in depth. All about that debauchery and evil, that's for sure. But hey, before I get too far, get in the live chat, everybody. You can live chat with me on Rumble and YouTube. And this is your opportunity to live chat questions to me about Sound of Freedom, comments about Sound of Freedom. Tell me, a favorite part of Sound of Freedom, favorite actor, character, whatever, or just live chat with me about anything. If you want to put a shit emoji in there, that's fine, or anything but spam. No spam, okay? You put spam in my live chat, boom, you're out of here, okay? I'm going to have my big no-neck bouncer with a clipboard throw your ass out, like, before you can say spam, I guess. Yeah, I know. I've got such a great imagination just off the fly. Absolutely. Okay, so hey, before we get too far into this here, like I said, let me give you something to dance to.
In a world where the number of movies available is great, but many are so bad, you'll learn a new definition of hate. One man sifts and reviews through the movie sludge. One man will be the movie cop, jury, and judge. He goes by many names, but you know him by Movies Merica.
That's right. Here was my finger at. There you go. Yeah, welcome into this latest episode of QAnon Tonight. Okay, maybe not. Okay, so no, let's not get the conspiracy theories going even further in this episode of Movies Merica Spoiler Warning. But hey, welcome everybody. Welcome my movie maniac.
Gotcha, bitch.
And my fellow freedom-fueled film fanatics. Yeah, you know what time it is here at Movies? Movies Merica Spoiler Warning, okay? And as you can see on the marketing, I guess we'll call it that, this episode is all about Sound of Freedom. Yes, the very controversial movie that shouldn't be controversial at all. You probably saw that this episode is all about Sound of Freedom from all the billboards you saw all across this great nation. In your town, I'm sure you're probably driving all over the place in your town. You're like, there's another Movies Merica Spoiler Warning, Sound of Freedom billboard. Oh, and another one. Oh my God, jeez, man, the lengths that Van won't go to, man. He just must be swimming in loot. No, not at all. Okay, not at all. So, but so again, get in the live chat. Okay, I don't want to be talking to myself. That's pretty weird. Get in the live chat. And give me your questions, your comments, your concerns, whatever you have. Okay, talk to me here. Talk to me, Goose. Talk to me. And then also, if you comment or live chat on YouTube, I can put your live chat on the screen. Okay, so it's your time to shine. Absolutely. Okay. So yeah, let's just get right into Sound of Freedom. And what do we got? The first thing about Sound of Freedom that drives me crazy when I hear it is that this movie is a faith-based movie. It is not. It is not a faith-based movie. Okay. But it got stuck with that label. I'm guessing somebody on the left just was thinking of like the best way to get people, at least on their side, not to want to go see this movie, or people that are familiar with the fact that a lot of faith-based movies are just kind of cheesy and cheap, and they really do.
She's gone from suck to blow.
Yeah, real quick, okay? Because a lot of faith-based movies, they concentrate more on the message as opposed to entertaining you. And so they're just trying to get you to that cheesy conversion scene. I'm going to accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. Oh, well, we're so happy for you. Oh, and like just this cheesy conversion scene that, is basically like just ingesting 500 pounds of cotton candy. You just want to gag. Okay, which is nothing wrong with converting to Jesus Christ and all that stuff. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. But the way they do it in movies, it's so corny and cheeseball. And so a lot of people have that impression of faith-based movies. And so the people that started slapping this label of faith-based movies on that are well aware of that fact. And that's why they do that.
That's the coolest fucking story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane. Can I hear it again?
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. I always tell the coolest fucking stories. So the faith-based movie thing is, just supposed to just keep people away from the movie. Another way to keep them away from this movie. Now, one thing that I liked recently with faith-based movies is they got the message. The people who make faith-based movies have gotten the message. They realize faith-based movies have that stigma about them. And so folks that make movies like Jesus Revolution and that TV show The Chosen and Nefarious, and Nefarious is a great example. The filmmakers who made Nefarious a few months back, they are well aware that that faith-based movies just have that bad stigma about them. And most people, when they hear that there's going to be a faith-based movie coming to them, they're like, no! Yeah, so, and Steve Dace, the guy who wrote the book that the movie Nefarious was written or based off of, inspired by, however you want to put it. So he was a producer on the movie too, and he said, "Yeah, you can adapt my book for your movie, but one thing that I want in my contract is no cheesy conversion scenes." Okay. So again, so all that to say is, yes, that faith-based movie, that term has a stink to it. It's very stinky. Okay. And so don't buy it when they say it's a faith-based movie. It is not. Okay. And don't be fooled by the fact that it's from Angel Studios. I know that sounds Christian-based and faith-based, and they do release faith-based movies, that's for sure. But this particular, we're talking about Sound of Freedom tonight, people, not any other movie. Okay, we're talking about Sound of Freedom. So Sound of Freedom itself is not a faith-based movie. Matter of fact, so Angel Studios didn't own this movie right off the bat. Okay, 20th Century Fox made this movie, and then once Disney bought 20th Century Fox, or 20th Century Studios now, back in 2019, then Disney obviously grabbed all the properties, got all the rights to everything that 20th Century Studios owned, including one movie called Sound of Freedom. And so Disney, being the kids company that they are, they make entertainment for children and families and whatnot, knowing that they care about kids and want to entertain kids. Naturally, a movie that's all about trying to raise awareness about child trafficking so that it can be stopped or greatly decreased to keep more and more kids safe. Of course, Disney would want a movie out there like that to help keep kids safe, right? No. Disney said, yeah, this thing is going on the shelf. Okay. which tells me that okay, when I say Disney likes kids, I mean they like kids. When Disney says they like kids, they mean they like kids, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, so I guess that's the only logical reason why they shelved this movie right there, or some powers that be that have some kind of dominion or influence in some way over at Disney told them, like, yeah, Disney, you're not releasing this. No. Okay, we've got videotape on you. We've got blackmail on you, something like that. Because why else wouldn't Disney release this movie? Okay, it only cost 14 and a half, to make, and so even if it's a bomb at the box office, they didn't invest a whole lot of money into it. So there is not it's not a big deal if it bombs, which makes it even funnier that it's such a hit right now, because Disney could have released this 14.5 million budget movie, and they would be making a profit right now. Okay. Because it's what made, last time I checked, it was like 41 million, 42 million at the box office or something like that. And that was as of like 2 or 3 days ago, something like that. I mean, it could be up to 50 million plus at this point, again, off of a movie that cost 14.5 million to make. So Disney would be, making some bank right now. And the funny thing is that the movie that Disney decided to release is Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Okay, so their 330 million, maybe even $400 million budget movie. They released that instead, trying to cash in on a beloved character. And that 330, I'm just going to stick with the $330 million number. The $330 million budget movie, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, got beat by the $14.5 million budget movie, Sound of Freedom, back on July 4th. And so I thought it was hilarious. It was like just desserts that this movie that Disney could have just kept and could have just released. That movie beats Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. A Disney movie, just poetic justice. Kind of reminds me, this is totally unrelated in a way, but like when Major League Baseball, they moved the All-Star game away from Atlanta. Because they were all sad about the vote, the Georgia voting law, and so they were thinking like the Georgia voting law is making it harder for black people to vote, which is complete bullshit because those voting rules apply to every race in Georgia, right? But the Major League Baseball wasn't too happy about that. So just like a pouty kid throwing a temper tantrum, they moved the All-Star game from Atlanta, Georgia, to Denver, ironically, whose voting laws are actually more stringent than Georgia's. I don't know. Apparently, they didn't do their homework. Exactly. And so anyway, so then when Major League Baseball moved the All-Star game from Georgia to Denver, then guess who wins the World Series that year? The Atlanta Braves. Yep, absolutely, the Atlanta Braves. So the Atlanta Braves are like, oh, you're going to move the All-Star game from our state? Well, we're just going to win the World Series. We're going to force the biggest games in the Major League Baseball season to be played here anyway. Just by winning the whole fucking thing. We're going to be so fucking good that we're going to go to the World Series. And not only are we going to go to the World Series, we're going to win that motherfucker, okay? So that was some poetic justice, a little fuck you to Major League Baseball. And Sound of Freedom, beating Disney, who could have released this movie, but they decided to shelve it because they didn't want the light of day on this movie. Sound of Freedom sent Disney a big fuck you by beating their movie on the 4th of July. Now, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, in full disclosure, they did go on to beat Sound of Freedom on other days as well. But then July 10th, Indiana Jones got beat by Sound of Freedom again. So, again, pathetic. I mean, Indiana Jones is an iconic character. They spent $330 million on that movie. A movie like Sound of Freedom shouldn't even touch it. I mean, the marketing budget that Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny has over the $150 that Sound of Freedom probably spent on their marketing budget, and Sound of Freedom beats them on a couple of days at the box office. Are you kidding me? I mean, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, they even spent so much money on marketing they even played promos for their movie over the New York City subway. Okay, so you're on the New York City subway and you want to hear like what the next stop is. Like next stop is Jackson Street. Next stop, hey, this summer from Disney, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is coming to a theater near you. Next stop is Lombard Avenue. Like that's what you're hearing on the subway. And those subway riders are probably like,
fuck you.
Yeah. So obviously Sound of Freedom, they weren't they didn't have they didn't have the budget. They weren't advertising on New York City subways. Okay. Not at all. But I just thought that was pretty hilarious there. So just some just desserts, some poetic justice. Absolutely. So, and then, some people might call it a faith-based movie, to get back to the original point. Okay. About this movie falsely and incorrectly and inaccurately being labeled a faith-based movie. Some people might say, oh, well, they mentioned God in this movie. They talk about like saving God's children, and God's children are not for sale. So if that's your rationalization, then hey, guess what other movie is a faith-based movie? The Godfather. Yeah, guess what? Yeah, Francis Ford Coppola's classic mafia movie, The Godfather. That's a faith-based movie now because they have a baptism scene towards the end of the movie. So I guess The Godfather, going by their definition, that's a faith-based movie now. So, yeah. Well, yeah. No, complete horseshit. It is not a faith-based movie. Just another tactic to try to keep people from seeing the movie, okay? And then Angel Studios, like I mentioned, they're the one that released this movie, okay? They had to fight Disney to get the rights for this movie because, again, Disney did not want to release the rights to this movie. They wanted this movie to be collecting dust on a shelf. Okay, they wanted this movie sitting in some storage room like the Ark of the Covenant at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark. They didn't want anybody seeing this, because God forbid any awareness get raised about child trafficking. Okay. So, but I don't know. That's totally on brand for Disney. But I was just thinking that since the prevailing narrative about this movie on the left is that you shouldn't see this movie because this movie fuels QAnon conspiracy theories, even though this movie doesn't mention QAnon at all. Maybe since that's their narrative that they're trying to spread out there to keep people from seeing this movie, that's just a raising awareness to try to save kids. Maybe Angel Studios should start making movies about all kinds of bad things that happen because of our southern border being wide open, okay? How about they make a movie raising awareness about fentanyl deaths or something like that, okay? That way, we get the left, because they don't want to draw any attention to anything that the southern border helps facilitate and make easier to accomplish, okay? Because I think that's a part of the reason that the left doesn't want child trafficking. And there's other reasons, sleazy, nasty reasons. But one of the reasons is that they don't want child trafficking awareness being raised is because the southern border, the left having the southern border wide open, because that's exactly what they want. The child trafficking industry benefits greatly from the southern border being wide open. And also the fentanyl trade, okay? The fentanyl part of the drug trade benefits nicely and quite a bit from the southern border being wide open. And so that's why I make mention of, hey, Angel Studios should make movies about all this bad stuff that having the southern border wide open per the request of the left. That way the left has to start saying, oh, well, you better not go see that fentanyl movie from Angel Studios because that's another QAnon conspiracy movie. I mean, because people dying from fentanyl, that's just a QAnon conspiracy. That way they look even stupider than they already do. Okay. And let's just take it from a very basic standpoint about Sound of Freedom. Okay. If you've seen Sound of Freedom, this point I'm about to make is going to be, it's going to hit you even harder. It's going to have more impact, or it's going to mean more. So when you see Sound of Freedom, there is absolutely zero, well, better be careful. That might be misinterpreted as some kind of cult gesture. But there's zero mention of QAnon in this movie, okay? Plus, this movie doesn't place any blame on the left or on Democrats or on Republicans or conservatives. It mentions no politics whatsoever. No politics, no campaigns, no candidates, no politicians, nothing, okay? So none of that, no QAnon whatsoever. The movie is just all about the story of Tim Ballard, who was a former Homeland Security agent, okay? And he busts a lot of pedophiles, a lot of people that traffic children and adults and whatnot, busts them, and then he gets to the point where he's like, I want to start rescuing kids. Okay, I don't want to just keep busting these scumbags. I want to rescue kids. So he quits the Homeland Security and he goes in the business of saving kids, right? And so it's that story, and then it concentrates on his effort to save a little girl, okay, because he saved the little girl's brother, right? When you watch the movie, Miguel, I believe, is the little boy's name. So he saves Miguel, and then Miguel says, "Hey, my sister is missing too." I think particularly after Tim Ballard says that his name is Timoteo, because that's Timothy in Spanish. And the little boy got a pendant, a little necklace from his sister, who's been abducted, and the pendant is of Timoteo. Okay, and so I'm sure that Miguel, the little boy, is like, "Your name is Timoteo? I've got this pendant of Timoteo. This is like divine intervention." Okay, and so he's like, "Hey, can you help find my sister?" And so the movie progresses from there. It's just about him rescuing first this little boy, and then he rescues this little girl from the clutches of child trafficking. And that's it. That is it. No QAnon, no talking about Democrats drinking blood or whatever, all that crazy shit that QAnon, those crazy bastards in QAnon believe, okay? Because I don't subscribe to that shit either. Okay? I think that's nuts. I think it's right up there with Scientology, where Tom Cruise, and John Travolta, they believe as part of Scientology that this God, grabbed all the souls of all these people and tried to destroy them in a volcano, and then raise the volcano, and then with the volcano, you have to reach a certain level of whatever. You have to reach a certain level of points or something like that with Scientology. So anything that has to do with you believe in something where somebody threw a bunch of souls in a volcano and tried to destroy the souls. That's some crazy shit, right? Okay. Just like QAnon believes that Democrats or some Democrats or Democrat elites, they stay young by drinking the blood of children or something. I think that's part of it. I'm sure I'm missing a whole lot, but I think that's enough of what they believe to get the idea across, get the point across. Those some crazy mofos, okay? Absolutely. So, before we get too far here, I just want to kind of break it up a little bit and let you guys know all about our tdpn.locals.com website. And so that's our website where we have all our great content. Okay, we have videos, we have articles, we have blogs about movies and entertainment and hot button issues of the day, sizzling hot button topics of the day. Okay, politics, funnies, that kind of thing. And I mentioned drink recipes, cocktail recipes. Okay, Sean on there, he's got a great cocktail recipe for a spicy old fashioned. Just great stuff on tdpn.locals.com, okay? And pretty soon, again, I'm going to start up another Movies Merica Mad Libs. It had the first one not too long ago, and Movies Merica Mad Libs is basically where I write a part of a script. And then, Mad Libs, remember back in the day as your kid, you had your Mad Libs, and, they wrote the sentence, they wrote the paragraphs, and you had to fill in the words. And, if you're like me, like most kids, you're writing dirty words in the Mad Libs, the turtle crossed the poop and then grabbed the donut and then squeezed the titty, you're just an immature kid, and you're just writing stupid, sophomore stuff in Mad Libs. Well, hey, you can do the same thing as an adult with Movies Merica Mad Libs, okay? And so I have that on tdpn.locals.com. I'm going to have another one of those coming up here soon. So that's, fun stuff that you can do if you're having a stressful day, having a lot of anxiety in your life, you can go to tdpn.locals.com, find fun shit like that to do. Take the edge off, okay? But as you can see at the bottom there, if you put in promo code TDPN right now, after you go to tdpn.locals.com, you got to get 1 month free membership. Yep. You are going to be one of the elites, the exclusive members of tdpn.locals.com. Okay, so yeah, you are just going to be just so braggadocious to all your friends, okay? And you know what? Hey, too bad if they're...
Be offended.
Exactly, because you know what? They're not members and you are. Rub it in their face, okay? So yeah, that's tdpn.locals.com. I would be remiss if I didn't show you that here. Okay, get there and get your free month. All right, enough of that. All right, hey, you know what? Before I get too far down the road here, let me get another drink here for the working man. Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's hard work, man. Hard work sitting here on my butt talking about movies. Very hard work. So, all right. So, and then also, it's, I think it's, I don't want to say hilarious. Well, I guess it is kind of hilarious, but it's sad that, that this story that the left and the media, the sounding board, for the left, which is most of the mainstream media, this story, they're calling it a QAnon conspiracy, right? Again, which is nuts, okay, because this movie doesn't mention anything about QAnon whatsoever, okay? They're calling it a QAnon conspiracy, but it's interesting that back in 2014, CBS News ran a story on 60, I think it was 60 Minutes, or it was on CBS News somewhere, right? Okay. And back in 2014, they ran a story about, guess who? Tim Ballard, the main character in Sound of Freedom that Jim Caviezel plays, okay? The Tim Ballard, the same guy that is getting ripped to shreds, right now. And you know what? I don't know anything about Tim Ballard. I just know like what the movie says and what I read in articles. I don't know. The guy could be a complete scumbag in secret. I don't think so, but maybe he is. I don't know. But that doesn't take away from the fact that child trafficking is a bad thing and it needs to be stopped, right? We need to save every kid, as many kids as we possibly can from child trafficking from these sick fucks, okay? And anything that raises awareness for that, I am on board for, okay? And anybody that's against that, yeah, you got me thinking, all right? I've got to wonder about you, okay? You're not babysitting anytime soon. No one should have you babysitting or anywhere near their kids alone if you're somebody that has any problem with anybody seeing this movie. Now, if you want to criticize Sound of Freedom, like it's too long or the editing could be better, the sound design's not good, like something about like the filmmaking itself, right? Perfectly fine. That's fair game. Okay, fair game. Okay, I mean, I even had problems like that with it. I thought it was overly long. I thought that the screenplay could use some touching up, could use some zest, some zest. I thought Jim Caviezel's acting was a little wooden and stiff in some areas, but those are all concerns and issues that I have with just on a filmmaking, like more on the technical level, right, of making the movie. I am not saying don't go see this movie. Like whatever you do, I'm not out there trying every tactic that my imagination can come up with to try to keep people from seeing this movie. Not at all. Okay. And that's what they're doing. They're trying to keep people from seeing this movie for whatever reason. I don't know. I think we know why. Okay. So I think we know why. But yeah. So CBS News did this story, and let me just show you this story that they did. All right, here. So let's do a little share screen. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Bet you love hearing that, right? So let's go on down here. So here's the story of a man named Brady. Let's check this out.
For tourists looking for sex with boys. Last weekend, police broke up a major sex trafficking ring in Colombia. which has become a destination for tourists looking for sex with boys and girls. The police had help from an American who went undercover to rescue the children, and Elaine Quijano met him.
Tim Ballard has one mission: to track down child traffickers. 4 months ago, Colombian authorities asked him to investigate a tip that children were being sold there as sex slaves.
Within a half hour, this individual walked up to me, starts asking me what I'm here for, what I want, and within minutes, he says, well, I've got kids as young as 11 years old.
Ballard, a former Homeland Security agent, now heads up
So you get the point there, okay? So I'm not going to play the whole thing, but you get the point there that they did the story. It was a legit story. This is CBS News. They fashioned themselves as a legit news outlet, right? Okay. It was, and you look at the movie, and what they show on that CBS News report mirrors exactly the raid that you saw in the movie. Okay. They set up the island, right? And it's supposed to be the sex hotel at the island. They're using that to try to get all the perverts, to show up and whatnot, all the pedophiles to show up at this sex camp. And they set up cameras everywhere. It's a sting operation, right? And then the lady that is the former pageant winner, she shows up and there because she's the one that's setting up or grabbing these kids, grooming these kids, that kind of thing. So she shows up there along with the rest of the scumbags. Then they bust them, right, just like in the movie. And in that CBS News report, it's exactly like that. I remember watching that CBS News report right there, and I'm like, that's exactly like what it is in the movie. And there's these dumbasses out there that are saying that this movie is a QAnon conspiracy. CBS News had this right there, had that news report right there that mirrors exactly what's in Sound of Freedom, okay? It's not like I just showed you a news report from Newsmax or CBN or One America Network, some conservative news outlet, right? Some ultra-right outlet. No, CBS News. I mean, CBS News, when Trump was still in office, okay, like I like to browse like all the mainstream media outlets, like not every morning, but a lot of mornings I would go to all the morning news shows, right? Just to kind of see like the latest that they were saying about Trump, right? And I want to see like which one gave Trump the most shit, right? So I'd watch Good Morning America and Today on NBC, and then CBS Morning News or whatever it is, right? I'd watch all three of those. And out of all three, CBS was the most vicious, the most savage on Trump, man. They fucking hated that guy. They still hate him. But they spewed the most venom at Trump of all three of those networks consistently every day. Okay, CBS was the fucking worst, okay? Now, CBS News, that was from 2014. And they showed right there. They had a legitimate news report. That wasn't staged, okay? That wasn't a Hollywood production. Michael Bay wasn't anywhere near that CBS News report. This is like a 60 Minutes report, that they're going out there. They're doing an expose on somebody. In this case, it's Tim Ballard from Underground Operation Underground Railroad is his organization, or maybe his ex-organization, if you believe the latest news that came out today. But yeah, it's a legit operation, okay? And that's just absolutely nuts. It's fucking nuts that this movie is getting called a QAnon conspiracy. Now I could see if this movie had a part of it where there's a QAnon character and they're talking about, okay, these Democrat elites are drinking the blood of kids to stay young, and like just the main tenets of the QAnon belief system, right? Then I would totally understand the criticism about this movie if they were calling it a QAnon tinge movie, a QAnon conspiracy movie, that kind of, because they would be absolutely accurate. They'd be absolutely on point because they would have that part of it. But this movie has absolutely zero mention about QAnon whatsoever. Okay, and by the way, that raid that Tim Ballard conducted there, that CBS News did the expose on, It saved over 50 kids. 50 kids, okay? And so, but, now that you don't hear any mention of that, okay, whatsoever, okay? Hey, we got Channel 2 Action News here in the live chat on Rumble, and he's coming at me with a Rumble rant, absolutely, for $50. Hey, thank you, Channel 2 Action News. You are the man, okay? Channel 2 Action News is one of our steadfast, grizzled, professional live chat veterans, okay? He brings it. He brings it, okay? And, he's not coming just at me like a dollar Rumble rant. Hell no. He's coming at me with 50, okay, to steal from Geeks and Gamers there. I love those guys. Steal from them. But yeah, Channel 2 Action News coming at me with 50. So you know what? Channel 2 Action News, this is for you. Oh, yeah. Channel 2 Action News, how are you doing tonight? How are you doing this? Let me know. Oh, Channel 2 Action News says, oh, shucks. Absolutely. You deserve that, my man. You deserve that. But, yeah, this seat is definitely not taken. Okay, we need more people in the live chat. Okay, so hopefully you get some company in their Channel 2 Action News. But, yeah, you're going to hear all about Sound of Freedom tonight, okay? And I'm glad you did that, Channel 2 Action News, because it reminds me to remind you that in Rumble on the live chat, you can give me what they call a Rumble rant, like Channel 2's Action News, Channel 2 Action News just did, and which is you just do a live chat and you can show your appreciation, if you so desire, financially, monetarily, right? You can throw a little money my way, okay? If you appreciate what you're hearing, whatnot. So a little money for the working man. Excuse me, beer burp. Ooh. Hazards of the trade, okay? Yeah, Channel 2 Action News. He is fired up, my man. Fired up. Yeah, you better be fired up. Everybody better be fired up because we're talking about Sound of Freedom, the hottest movie in the nation, and hopefully the world pretty soon. They're still trying to get this movie distributed internationally, okay? So I can name a few countries that they're probably not going to be able to distribute this. China. But yeah, so all you got to do is, if you want to do what Channel 2 Action News just so nicely did, and show a little financial appreciation in the live chat there in Rumble. It's over to the right side of the screen in Rumble. Is that my right, left? Anyway, there's down at the bottom where you can type in your live chat message. There's a little button with a $sign on it. You just got to click on that. And yeah, you can throw a little cashola my way, okay, to help me pay for my hostess, my terrible hostess habit. Twinkies and ding dongs and nutty bars, and that's Little Debbie. Okay. Anyway, I gotta get my sweet treats right. Okay, if I'm gonna talk about those. But yeah. So hey, yeah. But yeah, Channel 2 Action News. Glad you're able to join me tonight. Okay. So where was I? So yeah. So yeah, 50 kids were saved in that raid conducted by Tim Ballard and Operation Underground. Okay. But yeah, they don't mention that whatsoever. So I would think, like, with a movie like this where it's just trying to raise awareness for child trafficking, if the left and weren't up to no good, you would think that at the very least they would just not have anything to say about this movie, right? Okay. No one's asking them to praise the movie, right? And I'm even fine, like I said, with them criticizing it on the technical aspects, like editing, sound design, like I said before, right? Directing, screenplay, acting, whatever. Okay, totally. That's totally cool. That's not out of bounds whatsoever. So they could do that. They could either say nothing or criticize it on the technical aspects. But they're going even one step further, way further, and they're trying to get you and everybody else from seeing this movie that is simply just trying to raise awareness about child trafficking. It has no political message, no QAnon mentions, nothing like that, okay? All right, okay, so let's check out. What else do I have to say about this here? Well, oh, yeah, so one thing that occurred to me here, and the fact that the SAG-AFTRA actors strike started today. You guys might have heard about that. So the writers, the Writers Guild of America, all the writers in Hollywood. They've been on strike for, what is it, like 2 months, 3 months now, something like that. I don't know. I haven't fucking checked because I don't fucking care. Okay. The writers could strike fucking forever. I don't care. There's plenty of old movies and TV shows that were better. You know, I mean, I'm not going to do old men. Back in my day, the movies were so much better, and the TV series were so much. God, do you remember Hardcastle and McCormick? Oh, and Newhart. Oh, everything was better back in the day. No, I'm not gonna be that guy. Okay, but you do the Pepsi Coke challenge between the movies and TV show of 20 years ago compared to like right now. The movies and TV shows 20 years ago will kick the fucking shit out of all the movies and TV shows now because they weren't infected with woke, okay? It wasn't infected with the left trying to play like they're the religious right from back in the 80s, okay? And so, yeah, so right now, so that's why I don't care about the writers striking. I don't care about the actors striking whatsoever, okay? It's a bunch of millionaires fighting to make even more money, okay? And again, I'm a capitalist. I'm all for capitalism. We make as much money as you want, but but also don't expect me to cry for you, Argentina, okay? When you're a millionaire and you're like, I want more money. I'm going to strike. Like, no. Call me when there's a bunch of plumbers striking, and then you'll have my sympathy, okay? But, yeah, when it's a bunch of millionaires, at least millionaires, fighting and striking and that kind of thing because they don't get enough. They don't get good enough craft services, or they don't get paid enough. Like, believe me, most people in the world, would kill to have your job, to be in the industry of Hollywood. Okay, so stop acting like you got it the worst. But anyway, all that to say, so the writers have been on strike for like 2-3 years. The Writers Guild of America today, SAG-AFTRA, SAG, Screen Actors Guild, or how it's called. Film Actors Guild from Team America, World Police. So now it's the writers have gone on strike, and then the actors are on strike now. Okay, and I think even the directors are maybe going to go on strike here at some point. Okay, so Hollywood is turning into one big pile of shit. Well, it's already a pile of shit, but for the most part, there's exceptions. Okay, of course, but from a consensus standpoint, yeah, it's a big shitstorm over there to match all the shit on the streets in LA. So yeah, so no offense, my brother and sister that live there in LA. You guys are cool. You guys can't control that shit, okay? But and California is a beautiful place in a lot of areas, scenic and that kind of thing. And I like going out there and whatnot, and that kind of thing. But it does have its dark side, okay? And I'm not saying where I live is perfect, but anyway, okay. But I digress. But but since the writers are striking and the actors are striking, my original point I was trying to get to before I got in my own way is that right now is a great time for independent content creators to have their day, man, to flex their muscles, okay? To get out there and create content, movies, TV shows, whatever, shorts, documentaries, that kind of thing. Because, pardon me, the mainstream source of that, Hollywood, they're on strike, okay? Now, of course, if you're part of the Writers Guild of America and SAG-AFTRA, I mean, you can be independent all you want. If you're part of those unions, then yeah, unless you want to be, a scab, you can't do that. Now, a little word to the wise, the writers are on strike, but believe me, they're still doing some writing behind the scenes. Believe me, they are, okay? They're just not submitting it, okay? But right now, they are writing shit, okay? Believe me, they are. They didn't stop writing, at least the good writers, okay? But anyway, but yeah, so independent, non-union content creators, this is your time to shine, people. Your time to shine. You can get in there and take care of business, okay? I mean, this is your time. Yeah, I mean, absolutely, okay? So you can definitely do that. And, so movies, I mean, we're already seeing it like Chris Gore. He just made a documentary, Attack of the Dock. There we go. Sorry, Chris Gore. If you ever watch this, okay. Attack of the Dock. I mean, okay, and I don't believe he's in a union, or at least not, Writers Guild of America or SAG-AFTRA. Maybe he is. But yeah, Attack of the Dock, he came out with that. You've got the Daily Wire. They're coming out with content. Got Rippaverse coming out with comic books, that kind of thing. Now, comic book writers aren't on strike, but it's probably not the best example. But yeah. Oh yeah. Channel 2 Action News. Yeah. You mean AI is writing? Yeah, that's what they're afraid of. AI writing all this stuff for them, and the thing they're probably really afraid of is AI stuff is probably a lot better than theirs. Okay, because there is a lot of shit writers. I mean, we've seen it. I mean, just watch your average CW show, your average Disney Plus, Star Wars, Marvel show. A lot of shitty writers out there, and that's the one good thing about the writer's strike is it's going to kick it's going to just get the weak out of the herd, right? I mean, it's going to pick off the weak. The lions, the lions in Africa are going to start picking off the weak writers with the gimpy leg, right? They're going to eat them up. They're going to weed them out of the herd, and so that way, after the Writers Guild of America strike is over with, you're gonna the cream is going to rise to the top, right? And we're going to have just the writers that are good enough to deserve to still be there will be there. Okay, so that's one of the good parts of this strike right there. It's just all the bums, all the dipshits that shouldn't even be there, shouldn't even be in the writers' room. Basically everybody in the Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, writers' room. That's another benefit. That's a massive benefit. I'm sure Channel 2 Action News would agree. Another massive benefit of the writer's strike is, hey, no goobers on late night telephone on late night TV, except for Greg Gutfeld, right? Right there. I like that. So it's Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, because apparently they can't write their own shit. They're not talented enough to write their own shit. They have to have a writer's room with 27 writers in there to write all their shit. Okay. And who's the other one? Get to you, Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, and Jimmy Fallon. Yep. Out there. And then we had James Corden before. So that's another great, side effect of the writers striking right there. Channel 2 Action News. I love the shift I am seeing in the marketplace from Rumble to independent films and networks. Opens a huge new market to fill a void that this country is yearning for. Vote with your moolah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, I mean, don't just sit there and don't do the lazy fucking thing where you just sit on the couch and, I wish there was better content. I wish there was. I'm sick of all this woke shit. But you don't raise a fucking finger to help out with it. You don't spend money on maybe subscribing to Daily Wire. I'm not trying to hawk Daily Wire, but showing a little financial help to independent creators. Rippaverse, if you like comic books, support Rippaverse. I mean, he's got those great ISOM comic books. I mean, just look for independent content creators, and instead of bitching and whining about it, which you're entitled to do, perfectly fine, but back it up with action. Okay, all right. It's a great point there. Channel 2 Action News about that. So in Rumble, Rumble is killing it. Rumble is where it's at. That's why I like Rumble better than YouTube. Obviously, I broadcast this on YouTube, but Rumble, I like Rumble because they treat adults like adults. Okay, they let content creators put what they want on Rumble, and then Rumble is smart enough to realize that there's this thing that people on Rumble can do. Stay with me here. Stay with me. It's very complicated. If they see something on Rumble they don't like, they could scroll past it and just not watch it. I know, mind-blowing, very complicated, very tough. Oh my God. They could just ignore it or choose not to subscribe to it. It's mind-blowing. I know. I know. You best bust out your Texas Instrument calculators. It's very complicated, and that concept is just too complicated for YouTube to get. Okay. And again, of course, it's probably not all about that with YouTube. As we all know, YouTube is just a mouthpiece for the left, and so that's why they they like to play mommy and daddy and babysit everybody and censor out their ass on YouTube or Rumble. It's like, hey, they treat us like adults. I mean, I see content on YouTube and Rumble that I don't like, and instead of crying to YouTube, I don't like this YouTube, I don't like it, you got to take this down, YouTube, I'm like, I just don't watch it. I don't watch it. I just scroll past it, okay, and don't watch it. All right, so hey, buddy, hey, all right, I'm Sean Cav is here at Movies Mecca. Spoiler warning. Welcome, my man. Welcome. Thanks for showing some support by attending. Absolutely. So into that, I'm going to drink. Absolutely. And I'm Sean Cav showing up here. I think that is a great segue. Doesn't have anything to do at all. Hey, Rumble rant, Rumble rant, rant. That makes no sense whatsoever, but I just felt like doing that. From I'm Sean Cav with a $5 Rumble rant. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Absolutely. Showing that financial love. So here, yeah, let me take a little drinky drink here again. For that Rumble rant. All right. Moneybags Channel 2 is in the house. Yeah, absolutely. He's setting the bar. He's setting the bar high there. I'm Sean Cav right there. He's he ain't bullshitting. He's going big or going home right there. Channel 2 Action News. Yeah, I picture Channel 2 Action News with all that Rumble Rant money. I always picture him. He's like probably sitting right by his pool, and he's probably wearing like a silk jacket, smoking a pipe. Okay, and he's like just kind of swigging like a glass of the finest bourbon, and he's got a hot woman. Probably I don't know if you're married, Channel 2 Action News or not. Probably hot. Okay, there we go. He's just living on the lap of luxury. He's a man of leisure, and whatnot. So yeah, he knows how to kick fucking back. Hey, we got I'm Sean Cav, and he's raising it up. He's trying to catch up to Channel 2 Action News with the $20 Rumble rant, and he is requesting that I finish this drink. All right, so hey, I'm gonna do that as part of brew review time because I have to have some brew to review. And if I drink that before brew review time, I'm not gonna have any brew to review. Well, I at least want to have a drink to review it. So anyway, all right. So hey, let's get into brew review time. Yeah, absolutely. So, and let me introduce you to a little friend of mine, Two Hearted Ale. Yes, my little friend. And Two Hearted Ale comes to us out of Kalamazoo, Michigan. Okay, it's an American IPA. It's got like 7% alcohol by volume. Okay, so it's got a little kick to it, got a little burn to it for a beer. Okay, and because it's not like some 1.3% alcohol by volume, like Budweiser, any it's not tranny fluid from Tranheiser Busch or anything like that. This is the good stuff. Okay. This is my favorite beer. Okay. So tonight I'm coming at you from Brew Review Time with my favorite beer. And it comes out of Kalamazoo, Michigan. And it's got this like nice citrus flavor to it. And it's an IPA, but it's not like too bitter. I know a lot of the knock on IPAs is that it's too bitter and that kind of thing. This has got the perfect amount of bitterness right there. Two Hearted Ale. Definitely pick yourself up some. And this is not an obscure beer whatsoever. Okay, you can find this pretty much everywhere. Okay, you can go on to your local grocery store or whatever and grab yourself some of this. And again, I'm not getting paid by Bell's Brewery or anything like that. Okay, not at all. Whatnot. But if by some miracle you can't find it in your area, you go to like drizzly.com or gopuff.com and find it there. But yeah, this is my sit on the patio beer right here. Okay, because sometimes I'll review beer on here that I would never drink on a pad. I would never it's not kickback beer whatsoever because it's like thick and syrupy like a porter or a stout. Okay. That kind of thing. This is a perfect beer to drink like after you hop off the riding mower, on a hot July day and you're a little swampy everywhere, and you need to cool off, you need to put those flames out. A little Two Hearted Ale from Bell's Brewery in Kalamazoo, Michigan will do the trick. And per I'm Sean Cav's request, with that awesome $20 Rumble rant. Here's down the hatch. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Man, I'll be Barry burping like a motherfucker here from now on. Yeah, absolutely. But hey, my pleasure doing that for you. I'm Sean Cab. Absolutely. And yeah, so Channel 2 Action, let's check out some live chat. So yeah, I'm Sean Cab. Yeah, it's time. 22 watching. Say hi in the chat. Yeah, everybody. Lurkers, get in the chat. Get in the chat. Get in there, okay? Get in there. Get in the chat. And you know what? You don't even have to ask a question or put a comment in there. Just put a shit emoji in there or a smiley face or something like that. I just want to hear from you guys, okay? Because I don't want to be talking to myself. That's just creepy. Let me get a big beer burp here. There we go. I know I'm very, very classy. I realize that. But yeah, so yeah, if you're out there, if you're watching, first off, I appreciate you watching. Absolutely. Okay. That's step one. Step two is get in the live chat and just say hi. And again, if you've seen Sound of Freedom, and according to the box office, a whole lot of you have, okay, when you're beating Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, okay, on a couple of days, a lot of people have seen Sound of Freedom, and this is your chance to talk about Sound of Freedom on here, okay? Maybe you already have, but you can, pose any questions to me that you want. You can get in the live chat on YouTube or Rumble, and you can say, hey, Van, I want you to talk about this part of it, or what did you think about this actor or this character, that kind of thing. And I'm going to talk in depth with you, okay? Because if you're like me and you see a movie that you find fascinating, if you're like me, you might have a hard time finding people that want to talk as in-depth about the movie as you want to talk about it, right? Well, hey, welcome to your home of in-depth, nerdy movie talk. Movies America, spoiler warning. Congratulations. You made it. Now take advantage of it. And, get in that live chat and ask me some questions, comment, that kind of thing. I'm Sean Cab. That a boy. Proud of my boy. Channel 2 Action News reminds me of when I was breastfed. See, you guys got to try to top those chats right there. Get in there. That's what I'm talking about. These guys like to have fun, like to kick fucking back on a Thursday night. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about here. So, because I'm just psyched here because it's almost the end of the work week, and we're doing God's work right now. Okay, absolutely talking about Sound of Freedom. Okay, so you know what, and like I just kind of mentioned there, I kind of alluded to, Sound of Freedom has been killing it at the box office. Okay, so let's just check out here. Let me do this. I just want to show you because you might think I'm lying. Maybe like you're lying your ass off, man. It ain't killing it at the box office. No, it's not. What are you talking about, man? What do you get out of here with that madness, man? Hell. Well, you know what? I am gonna prove it to you because right here, check this out. What movie is that at the top of the list on July 10th? Yeah, Sound of Freedom. And what's it above? Insidious, The Red Door, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Disaster, Elemental. Look at all these movies that it's over, okay? Now, of course, it's going to be over Elemental, Spider-Man Across Spider. Those movies have been out for a while, right? Okay. But Sound of Freedom, little old Sound of Freedom, $14.5 million budget from Angel Studios. Who the fuck knew what Angel Studios was before, this movie? I'm sure obviously some people knew, right? But, go ask your grandma what Angel Studios is. She ain't gonna know. So this little movie, Sound of Freedom. Let's go a little further. So we're gonna go back to Independence Day, little July 4th right here. Let's see what. Look at that on the 4th of July. Looky there, everybody. Sound of Freedom at the tippy top of the list right there. Yeah, what's it above? Indiana Jones and the Dial of Disaster. Indiana Jones and the Diaper of Diarrhea. Yep, it's right above that. So, Sound of Freedom, killing it, kicking ass and taking names at the box office. Now, unfortunately, that's about to end. Because we got this little movie called Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 that just came out yesterday. And so Sound of Freedom had its day in the sun, but it's not going to be beating that anytime soon, okay? So, but Sound of Freedom will soon, it'll be, out on streaming, and it'll be on hard copy, on DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K and all that stuff pretty soon. So it's gonna live a long, long life. Sorry there, the left. Sorry there, Grace Randolph, okay? Another kooky, annoying as fuck movie critic out there, Grace Randolph. I was about to say look her up if you want to, but don't. you'll be cursing my name that I even referred you to, Grace Randolph, there. So, but yeah, she's not going to like the fact that Sound of Freedom is a thing, and a lot of people like it, and it's going to live forever. Okay. But yeah, so I mean, Sound of Freedom is out there. It's killing it out there at the box office. So check out live chat here. Channel 2 Action News. Have you seen this movie? I'm Sean Cab poses right there. So hopefully, yeah, you guys have here. There. Hopefully, I'm not spoiling it for you, but hey, you know what? If you guys are cool with me spoiling it for you, hey, that's cool. That's absolutely cool, right there. But yeah, it's just it's pathetic, like how much objection there is to this movie. Okay, because I mean, if the left was smart, like I said before, they would just at least keep their mouth shut about this movie. Okay. And I see a lot of people, they complain about, well, this movie, it's taking dramatic license with the story. No fucking shit. Okay. A lot of movies do that. Did you guys see The Woman King? Well, okay. I know you guys didn't see The Woman King because it made about $7 at the box office. But yeah, The Woman King, what was it, last year, the year before, with Viola Davis? Okay. That movie was the pride of the left. Okay. The left loved The Woman King because it was women power, The Woman King, and it was black women too. It checked two boxes, okay, in the intersectional check boxes there. It checked 2 boxes there. They love that movie. Yeah, read up on the main character of The Woman King that Viola Davis plays. Like, read up on the real history of that character, and you'd be like, that movie was full of shit. What the fuck? What the hell? The tribe that she was the leader of, that she was the king of, that tribe, oh, I guess they left this part out of the movie. That tribe would grab other African tribes and sell them to the evil white man as slaves. But they don't even mention that in The Woman King. I'd call that taking some dramatic fucking license, okay? So I think it's pretty rich that the left is like, oh, the Sound of Freedom movie, it's taking some dramatic license. Well, if you watch that CBS News report, okay, that I showed you a little snippet of earlier, just watch that on your own. Just Google like Sound of Freedom, CBS News, and watch an entire report. And that report is going to be a carbon copy of the raid that they have in this movie. Now, is this movie, like, typically when you have a movie about somebody, doing good, right? Conducting a good cause, fighting the good fight for something. Yes, the movie is going to take dramatic license and make them seem more perfect than they are in real life, right? Because I mean that's the way movies are, right? It's who wants to watch a movie where a human being is portrayed exactly the way they are? Otherwise, you'd have all these movies like you'd watch Braveheart with William Wallace, and you'd see him like picking his nose and farting and whatnot, taking a shit. Like, just who wants to see the real, like everything that's real about a human being, right? You're gonna leave shit out. You're going to embellish a little bit, okay, about characters, that kind of thing, okay? So, and it's not just Sound of Freedom. It's all kinds of movies that have to do with historical figures. I mean, like, Joaquin Phoenix is going to be in the movie Napoleon coming up here, November, December? Okay, I guarantee it, they're going to take a little bit of dramatic license with the story of Napoleon, okay? All right? Ridley Scott is directing Napoleon. I guarantee it, they're not going to write that movie. They're not going to tell the story exactly as you would read about Napoleon in all the history books. Okay, so it's asinine that people would say, "Oh, well, this movie, Sound of Freedom, it's taking dramatic license. It's over polishing the character." No fucking shit, Sherlock. Okay, every movie does that. Check out live chat right here. So after my last rant there. So yeah, Channel 2 Action News says I'm Sean Cav's question about has he seen Sound of Freedom? Channel 2 Action News says not yet. I'm muting when I hear too much. Good idea. I'm Sean Cav. Wakanda forever. Exactly. Wakanda. Yeah, that's kind of funny though. Wakanda, like the left is all about, how dare you build your wall and keep people out of this country? How dare you? That's all Wakanda does. They keep people out. They love this movie. They love this franchise, Black Panther, Wakanda, all about Wakanda and whatnot. And Wakanda is a country, and it basically doesn't want anybody but Wakandans to be in there. And the left loves this, but they still like, how dare you, America, try to be a sovereign country and put up a wall and control who gets in this country. Hey, your favorite fictional country, Wakanda, does the exact same thing. Jeez, ain't that some shit? Yeah. People that are dogging this movie say a lot about those people. Absolutely. Channel 2 Action News. Yep, I couldn't have said it better myself. Wimon King. Widgemon King. We was kings. Yeah, Cleopatra was an Eskimo, you bigot. Yeah, I'm sorry. I stand corrected. Cleopatra was a bigot. Exactly. I'm just waiting for Netflix to come out with, like, you know, the updated for modern audiences version of Malcolm X with Ryan Gosling playing Malcolm X. You know, it's going to lead quality here. We got all these black people, you know, playing, white characters. Got The Little Mermaid written as a white girl. We got a black girl playing Little Mermaid. Let's return the favor. Let's see how the community feels about Ryan Gosling. Let's have a new Shaft movie and have Chris Hemsworth play Shaft. Let's see how that goes over. I would be pissed off at that, right? I would be pissed off. I'm like, Shaft is written to be a black guy. Come on. Chris Hemsworth, get the fuck out of here with that shit. I'm Sean Gab. Ha, Snow White was Latinx, you racist. And then, he goes on to say Napoleon looks amazing. Dude, everybody, check out that Napoleon trailer that they just came out with, man. Apple TV kills it with that trailer, okay? And I say Apple TV, but Napoleon's going to be released in theaters. Big Ridley Scott historical drama. Nobody does historical dramas like Ridley Scott. Am I right? Gladiator. Maybe you've heard of it. Gladiator. All right. Kingdom of Heaven. Okay, well, it's a bad example. Me and like 3 other people saw Kingdom of Heaven. He just did what's that movie with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck? The Last Duel. Yeah, that was a great historical epic right there. Again, another movie that me and 3 people saw. Okay. Yeah, so Ridley Scott with Napoleon. Hopefully more than just me and 3 other people see that. Sounds like I'm Sean Cab is going to watch Napoleon. So excellent. Channel 2 Action News. Bill and Ted did the best docu-fact movie on Napoleon. Absolutely. You know what? And you know what do Bill and Ted do now? I haven't seen the newest Bill and Ted movie. I know I'm slumming, or I'm slipping over here. Okay, I haven't seen the latest Bill and Ted movie, so I don't know. Maybe they replaced the phone booth with something. I'm assuming, but yeah, there's no. Good luck finding a phone booth nowadays to travel in time with, right? There. So, but yeah, but that's been Bill and Ted talk tonight. Good night, everybody. All right. I better watch what I do right there with a hand. It's a Nazi salute. Oh my God. Get Van Ebert. Don't watch Movies America. Spoiler warning. It's a Nazi salute. I'm Sean Cab. I love it. Ha ha ha. Build the wall. Build the wall. You mean the TARDIS. Yeah, it's I'll tell you, keeping it spicy here in the live chat. Absolutely. Channel 2 and Action News. And I'm Sean Cab. I'll tell you. Men among boys doing the work, helping this guy out here as I go through Sound of Freedom for you. Okay. Now I am surprised though. I have to say I'm surprised that not more people are in here in the live chat, because I thought Sound of Freedom was going to attract like even more people there to check this movie out. Okay. So but yeah, because Sound of Freedom is definitely a good conversation starter with this, and it definitely provokes a lot of emotion and conversation. I mean, I remember I saw it like a week and a half ago. It's almost a week, or actually a week and a half ago now. And I was dying to talk to people. Luckily I found a couple people to talk about Sound of Freedom with. But it's a very emotional movie, very thought-provoking movie. And I can't imagine like for people with kids, we call them parents typically. Parents watching this movie, woo boy, that's got to be rough, got to be tough right there. Because yeah, I mean, parents can be like, after you see this movie, they're not going to let their kids out of their sight. Okay. Or they're going to send their kids packing. All right. Hey, here's little Timmy. Here you go. Here's your brand new Glock. But Daddy, I'm only 8 years old. I don't care. Okay. All right. And I got you the extended mag. Okay. You got 22 rounds of stopping power. And I got you the hollow points too there, little Sammy. Did I remind you that I'm 8 years old? What the hell, kid? Come on. Yeah. I'm shocked. You got a good point. I'm reading everything on here. Just start writing really crazy things. Channel 2 Action News. There you go. I'm making like it's Movies Merica Mad Libs. Okay, like I mentioned before. I have to with Movies Merica Mad Libs. You have to read off everything that's written with Movies America Mad Libs. Absolutely. So. Hit Channel 2 Action News. Will do. Let me butter my keyboard. Absolutely. All right. So you know what? Let me tell you, because I've been ranting on about Sound of Freedom, and for a long time, and I just want to. I would definitely be slipping if I didn't tell you all about our BANNY'S. Yeah, the BANNY'S. Yes, the BANNY'S. Of course, right now, you might have a big light bulb or a question mark over here, like, what the hell is the BANNY'S? What are you talking about there, Van? Well, the BANNY'S is our upcoming award show that we're going to be having, like down the line here. And so, as you heard, it's an award show. Well, there's voting for these awards, okay? And the BANNY'S we've got like 6 categories that you can vote for or vote in to see who's going to win, with the BANNY Awards. We'll have 6 BANNY Awards that there is out there. So maybe it's a little easier to show you what I am talking about by showing you how you can vote for the BANNY'S, okay? So let's go over here and show you this. Okay. Stop screen. There we go. Okay. And we're going to share screen. Yeah, that's how that works right there. So let's do this. And we got a well-oiled machine here, everybody. I know. Okay. So right here. So this is where you can go to vote for the BANNY'S right there. And the link to vote for the BANNY'S is going to be in the description for this show. So don't worry. You don't have to remember this URL right there. Okay. Just go down in the description and just click on the BANNY'S link. And so, yeah, just come in and click on that link, get in here, begin. And you can click on, you can vote for all these 6 categories right here. So who is the most banned news media personality? I'm going to go with Tucker Carlson. We've got who is the most banned sports figure? Well, I'm going to go with Riley Gaines right here. She's been standing up for our real women. Okay. Standing up for them, fighting for real women's sports right there. Riley Gaines. And that pisses off people, so that she gets banned. Who is the most banned movie/pop culture personality? Man, we got all kinds of great options. Dave Chappelle, J.K. Rowling from Harry Potter, Gina Carano, fired from Mandalorian, Roseanne Barr, Louis C.K., likes to jerk off into plants, I guess, or something like that. I think that's what he got busted for. So I'm going to go with Gina Carano because she got done dirty, okay? Moving on to what is the most bannable offense? Got Alex Stein, Barstool Sports Takeover, Bud Light, Dylan Mulvaney sponsorship, Balenciaga, the BDSM kids clothing line, Kanye West swastika Jewish star mashup, targeting kids with pride, and then other. You can write in something Bud Light with their tranny fluid there. Moving on. Who is the most offensive commentator? Well, I'm going to go with the hens at The View, okay? They're clucking bullshit all the time. But yeah, I got Gavin McInnes, The View, Isabella Riley Moody, Josh LaCash. Again, you can write in another option right there. And you know what? Again, that's like the Mad Libs, right? You get crazy, you get funny, you get stupid, and the other. You can put whatever you want in there, okay? Who is the biggest dingus? Okay, man, again, we've got an illustrious list of contestants here. Got Harry Sisson, Stephen King, Keith Olbermann, Brooklyn Dad Defined, JoJo from Jers, and again, the other right there. Well, tonight I'm feeling some Harry Sisson there, so yep, gonna use the biggest ding. Hey, you know what? I want to switch it up. I'm gonna go Keith Olbermann, yeah. So yeah, the guy's like, fucking old ass dingus right there. He should know better. Submit. Boom. Easy peasy right there. That is how you do that. So easy. And yeah, so just go down and click on the BANNY'S link in the description and you get in there and vote. You saw how fast it was for me. I mean, it would have been even faster if I wasn't reading off all the options to you, right? Just takes a minute to go in there and vote for the Bannies, okay? And then we are going to obviously have a winner eventually, and we're going to notify them of their win. And, and soon, once they hear they've won, their depressing life is suddenly going to turn into a life of happiness and jubilation because they know they won, okay? Keith Olbermann, maybe he'd be like, hey, Keith Olbermann, you're a complete tool, you're a complete fucking asshole, but hey, you won the Bannies. Time to be happy. You're going to be, you're still going to be a loser. But hey, at least you can be happy because you won a Banny right there, okay? And and you can vote as often as you like. Get in there. Go crazy, okay? All right? This is like Maricopa County in Arizona. I'm stealing that from some others here. I like that. Maricopa County, hey, county up in Milwaukee. There we go. You can vote as often as you like, And right there, voting as often as you like is allowed, just like in those areas, okay? Freest and fairest election of all time in the whole entire universe, okay? YouTube, all right? 2020 election, freest and fairest election in the whole universe of all time, okay? That is the Bannies right there. I have officially got the word out about that, so... All right. Let's check this out. Let's see what else we got here to go over. Hey, you know what? Actually, I should tell you all about this great product that we have available here. So this is a little product I like to call Nature Clear Recovery Powder. Okay. And Nature Clear Recovery Powder, it is going to help you avoid a hangover. Okay. Avoid a hangover. You go out there, you like to party, you like to kick back. And if you're going to be pounding a few too many, just going to take some Nature Clear Recovery Powder. Absolutely. And what it all involves is a little packet, just like this. Nature Clear Recovery Powder packet right here. You just take this packet, throw it in like 20 ounces of water or your average bottle of water or something like that. Pour that in there. My man, I'm Sean Cav. He likes to put in some lemonade Mio in there to make it taste even better. Okay. And yeah, you just take this and before you're going to go out there and hit the beer patio or the clubs, you're going to go out there and shake that ass. And you know that, you're going to be, 37 tequila shots deep by the time you crawl out of the bar at 3 o'clock in the morning. And if you don't have to worry about having a hangover, yeah, just take some of this before you go out. But have no fear if you are out there and you've had 14 Cosmos. You're like, I forgot to take my Nature Clear Recovery Powder. Don't worry. All right. Just take it when you get back. Okay. So take the Uber home. All right. Don't drink and drive. Take the Uber back home. All right. And just crawl out of the Uber, crawl up to your front door, crawl a little further to your pantry, and grab your Nature Clear packet. Okay. And chug that before you crawl your drunk ass onto your futon, okay? And you don't have to worry about having a hangover, okay? So there you go. I know. I'm sure just the live read that Nature Clear, our good friends at Nature Clear want to hear. And then, yes, it helps with recovery from smoking and vaping as well. So, yeah, this is the badass motherfucker of recovery right there, okay? And so, like you see there at the bottom, just click on the link in the description down below for Nature Clear and pick out what you want from Nature Clear and then get it in the cart. And then in a promo code field, you put it in the movies promo code, movies, okay? And you're going to get up to 25% off your next order, okay? Absolutely. So, yeah, so the drunk evening you save could be your own, okay? Absolutely. All right. Let's check this out. All right. Okay. So again, hey, live chat, get in the live chat here, either on YouTube or Rumble. And yeah, talk to me all about Sound of Freedom or any movie for that matter. Okay. Any movie, anything you like there. American GI. Okay. All right. I mean, love you long time. Okay. You talk whatever you want. Yeah. I'm not, boy. Channel 2 Action News, and I'm Sean Cav. I'll tell you, they in the live chat, I think we got the start of a love affair going on in there between those two right there. I think love is blossoming. And you know what? Hey, who knows? 9 months from now. I mean, because as we all know, men can get pregnant now. So right there. So they can breastfeed and all that. So we never know. I mean, that love might blossom and we might see a little Channel 2 Action News. I'm Sean Cav, baby. there because they're getting woo. Yeah. Wow. Getting hot in the live chat there. Yeah, they're probably going to leave right now. They're packing up their bags and getting the hell out of Dodge. Or I'll never see another Rumble rant ever again. All right, well, let's do this right now. I want to do my favorite segment of each Movies America spoiler warning episode, okay? And this is a segment I call a movie military moment. And what is a movie military moment, Van? Tell us. Well, the movie military moment is where I give where I go and I give some time, some well-deserved time to a veteran that has won the Medal of Honor, okay? So they've obviously been in the military, hence the military part of the movie military moment, right? And so if you win the Medal of Honor, I mean, as you would imagine, you had to do some hellacious shit, right? You're firing on a machine gun nest, you're throwing grenades, you're rocking a flamethrower, and you're killing the enemy. You're in a plane, and you're taking motherfuckers out with a minigun, whatever. Pardon me. You know, doing some shit that if you saw it in a movie scene, you'd be like, holy shit, wow. Okay. A movie military moment, some badass shit. Okay. And so because of that, I like to honor a military member that has done and basically gone above and beyond enough to win a Congressional Medal of Honor. Let me check real quick here in the live chat. We've got I'm Sean Cab with the $5 Rumble rant. Appreciate that, I'm Sean Cab. Have you reviewed The Room? Lisa, you're tearing me apart. Yeah, I'm reviewing everywhere. And Lisa, you're tearing me apart right there. Yeah. Gonna just leave that right there. Okay, so but I appreciate the $5, my man. Appreciate the $5. If only I had like a hot waitress or a waitress of any kind that could like bring me another alcoholic drink, another boozy beverage, I could take a little chug there for you. I'm Sean Cab, absolutely. So, yeah, $5 Rumble rant. Appreciate it, my man. So tonight's movie military moment recipient is going to be one Johnny Lee Canley's. Actually, more specifically, Gunnery Sergeant Johnny Lee Canley from Vietnam, okay? And so with any great segment like movie military moments, it's got its own music, everybody, okay? So let's get that going on here, and I want to make sure that we don't have this too loud, okay? Not too loud. I'm not trying to bust anybody's eardrums, okay? So let's get on with this movie military moments. All right. Again, it's all about Gunnery Johnny Lee Canley. For conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty in action against the enemy while serving as company gunnery sergeant, Company A, 1st Battalion, 1st Marines, 1st Marine Division from 31 January to 6 February 1968 in the Republic of Vietnam. Company A fought off multiple vicious attacks as it rapidly moved along the highway toward Hue City to relieve friendly forces that were surrounded by enemy forces. Despite being wounded in these engagements, Gunnery Sergeant Canley repeatedly rushed across the fire-swept terrain to carry his wounded Marines to safety. After his commanding officer was severely wounded, Gunnery Sergeant Canley took command and led the company into Hue City. At Hue City, caught in deadly crossfire from enemy machine gun positions, he set up a base of fire and maneuvered with a platoon in a flanking attack that eliminated several enemy positions. Retaining command of the company for 3 days, he led attacks against multiple enemy fortified positions while routinely braving enemy fire to carry wounded Marines to safety. On 4 February, he led a group of Marines into an enemy-occupied building in Hue City. He moved into the open to draw fire, located the enemy, eliminated the threat, and expanded the company's hold on the building room by room. Gunnery Sergeant Canley then gained position above the enemy strongpoint and dropped in a large satchel charge that forced the enemy to withdraw. On 6 February, during a fierce firefight at a hospital compound, Gunnery Sergeant Canley twice scaled a wall in full view of the enemy to carry wounded Marines to safety. By his undaunted courage, selfless sacrifice, and an unwavering devotion to duty, Gunnery Sergeant Canley reflected great credit upon himself and upheld the highest traditions of the Marine Corps and the United States Naval Service. Give it up, everybody, for Gunnery Sergeant Johnny Lee Canley. To you, sir. Yes. And that has been our movie military moment. Yes, absolutely. They deserve that moment in the sun. Okay, so because hey, you know what? We got our freedoms to have, you know, YouTube and Rumble live streams like Movies America, spoiler warning, and the freedom to live chat, and the freedom to go see Sound of Freedom, and the freedom to go kick fucking back at your beer patio or whatever. Okay, so so you have two actions. For a moment, you literally turn into a wolf just now, America. Ow! Don't say I never acted like a dumbass for entertainment's sake, okay? I do that normally. Now you guys get to see it on a live stream, all right? For all the world to see, okay? Here on Movies America. Spoiler warning. But yeah, I just hope that we see more movies like Sound of Freedom. I really like the streak that we have right now of movies where we have movies that want to speak to substantive issues, foundational issues that try to bring out the good in people, right? And try to wake people up about things. Nefarious that I reviewed back in March or April. Anyway, look for my Nefarious review, my spoiler-free review, and my Nefarious Movies America spoiler warning episode for Nefarious to hear all about that movie. You have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. So movies like Nefarious that raise awareness about, like, you know, how demonic forces affect how evil people are in the world, and affect like how our country is being divided on the en route to being destroyed, right? So the movies that give you a heads up to wake you the fuck up, all right? And so Sound of Freedom is exactly about that. It's trying to wake everybody up about child trafficking. Now, obviously, most people knew about child trafficking before this movie, right? But it wasn't top of mind, right? You didn't wake up in the morning, oh my God, yeah, I forgot child trafficking is a thing. No, you don't think about child trafficking all the time, right? And Sound of Freedom is all about, like, just, getting it top of mind again so that you can take action. Okay, this movie is a call to action. And if you stick around for the end credits for this movie, you see Jim Caviezel, and there's a call to action in this movie, okay? Because what good does it do just to go watch this movie? Okay, that doesn't help kids out at all that are out there in the world suffering from the scourge, the evil that is, child trafficking. That does nothing. You need to go above and beyond that. And so, he gives out, a website that you can go to. I think, I believe it, like, it gives you ways that you can to help out, or actually help out these kids by, donating money, that kind of thing. Maybe joining some organization where literally you can get your boots on the ground to help out, that kind of thing. So this is a movie that, it has a call to action for people to help out. Okay, because again, this movie is basically just a plea for help. That's it. It's not a QAnon tinge thriller. Okay. And again, one of the reasons that they say that is because Jim Caviezel, I guess he's espoused some QAnon theories. He's said some kind words about QAnon, in some interviews. Again, totally outside of the movie, not in the movie, outside of the movie. And these I don't think these are even interviews that have to do with Sound of Freedom. These are interviews that he did well before Sound of Freedom was even released in theaters. Okay, so by that metric, I guess we got to call every Tom Cruise movie a Scientology tinged movie. Because obviously, as everybody knows, Tom Cruise is a big Scientologist. I guess we got to call every John Travolta movie a Scientology tinged movie because John Travolta is a Scientologist. We got to call all the Mission Impossible movies Scientology conspiracy thriller. Okay, going by their metric right there. Okay, so it's just absurd, the reasoning that they try to tie QAnon to this movie. And again, QAnon in and of itself is a stupid thing, okay? Like the raid that I was talking about in the CBS report that Tim Ballard did to save over 50 kids, that raid happened in 2014. That was 3 years before I'm told QAnon was even a thing. So from what I hear, like QAnon was created, somebody started QAnon in 2017 there. So 2014, I think I'm not a math whiz, but that's 3 years before 2017. So the whole child saving raid, one of many raids or stings that Tim Ballard conducted to save kids, that all took place well before QAnon was even a thing, before QAnon was this thing that the left tries to tie to the right. They try to tie it to conservatives there because they don't want people becoming conservatives. Okay, they don't want people to go to the right because they want the right to be smeared with this stigma that, oh, if you're a conservative, you must be a QAnon crazy. Okay, and so that's the only reason that they do that. Okay, most conservative. Well, I haven't met a conservative at all that even knew what the fuck QAnon was until the Democrats started saying that conservatives are synonymous with QAnon. Okay, I say we start returning the favor. I say we start saying, hey, if you're a Democrat, I guess you're a member of NAMBLA. Yeah, exactly. So there you go. How's that feel? But I'm sure the live chat and a lot of you are like, hey, this is not Movies America, political warning. Okay, this is not political America. Okay, this is Movies America. All right. So, but as you know, politics are downstream from culture, right? Okay, and so obviously, if you're gonna have a show that deals at all with culture, movies, okay, politics are gonna play into it, and more so nowadays than say like 20 years ago. If I was doing Movies America spoiler warning 20, 30 years ago, when movies weren't trying to be political and that kind of thing, then I'd just be talking about movies and we'd never hear one syllable about politics in this show. But we are here in 2023 and it is what it is. Okay, so what else we got here tonight? Let me check out the live chat, see if there's anything else, because I always want to make sure that I'm not missing anything here. I don't want to deprive you guys of anything right here. And again, click that BANNY'S link down at the bottom and vote in the BANNY'S. It's really quick. No problem whatsoever. Okay, no muss, no fuss. You can definitely do that right there. So, Channel 2 Action News with the latest live chat. QAnon are grifters, but if you are stopping the awareness of human trafficking, you are on the wrong side. Exactly right there. Two things, more than one thing can be true. QAnon can be a bunch of batshit crazy people, and child trafficking is a bad thing, right? Child trafficking is a bad thing, and there's nothing wrong with raising awareness of it. Okay, so but tying QAnon to this Sound of Freedom, this innocent movie that's just trying to raise awareness about child trafficking, that's just a deflection technique or a technique to try to get you not to see this movie. And that says a whole lot about the people that are trying to stop you from seeing this innocent movie, Sound of Freedom. Okay. Channel 2 Action News. I don't care who delivers the message. Yeah, exactly. I don't care. I mean, Quentin Tarantino could have directed this thing. Okay. I don't care. Okay. J.J. Abrams could have directed this movie. Okay. Think of any directors that you might not like. Okay. I don't care. If they make this movie exactly how it is, I'm going to be praising this movie. Okay. Just like I have been. Absolutely. Okay. So let's start wrapping up this episode, this Sound of Freedom episode of Movies America. Spoiler warning. And we're just going to go down the list. Okay. So as you see right there, I've got my website, www.moviesmerica.com. And what is there is the audio-only version of the Movies America spoiler-free reviews that I come out with on Sundays. And so this Sunday's episode is all going to be about Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. So that means next week's Movies America spoiler warning episode in a week from now is going to be all about Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. All right. So if you guys want to join me to talk about the latest Tom Cruise, Ethan Hunt movies, Mission Impossible movie, join me next Thursday on this show to talk in depth about that movie. Okay. That better draw more of the crowds to this movie. That is for show. Okay. But yeah, moviesmerica.com is where you can check out the audio only versions of my spoiler free reviews. And also you can check them out at Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, any place you can imagine would have podcasts. You can check out the audio only version of Movies America there. Moving on. I am on Twitter and Instagram at Movies America. And that's at least on Twitter at Movies America. That's a good place to go to get links to my shows as well. So you can go there and get the links to join this show every Thursday. And every day you can go there and you get the links to check out my Movies America spoiler warning, spoiler free reviews there as well. So that's and then I put in my post, I put my 2 cents about all kinds of movies, movie and entertainment related stuff out there on Twitter and Instagram at Movies America. Okay. All right. Moving on. TDPN.locals.com. Yeah, again, that is our website with all kinds of fantastic content for your viewing pleasure. Okay. And again, like I said before, if you go to TDPN.locals.com right now and put in promo code TDPN, you get a free month. And then after that, after the free month, it's like $3. $3 a month minimum. If you want to donate more than $3, you're more than welcome. Well, we'll take your cash only, your own hard-earned clams. We'll take them. But it's a minimum of $3, which is cheap, very cheap. Okay, that's it's either like go to the Mickey D's dollar menu or spend $3 a month on the TDPN.locals.com. Okay, all right, and hey, we got a new entry here. So we got the merch store, all kinds of merch that has to do with all the shows on Till Death Podcast Network, and I'm sure that this link right here is down in the description for this show that you can click on and check out all the great merch. We got T-shirts, we got socks, we got fitness leggings. I mean, anything you can think of that would have, all our the logos from all our fantastic shows on there. You can find it at the merch store, okay? Because Christmas is just around the corner. Okay, maybe not exactly, but hey, it's never too early to start Christmas shopping, okay? And Kwanzaa shopping, okay? You can do all that. Or hey, maybe you're one of those weird people that give out gifts on Labor Day. That's coming up here pretty soon, okay? But yeah, so click on the merch store link down in the description right there, and you can get merch for Movies America, okay? Or Sipping with Sean, okay? We've got the Whiskey Capitalist podcast, all right? We got the Till Death podcast. So yeah, great merch for all those shows to amaze and impress all your friends and family. Absolutely. All right. And what do we got next here on the docket? So we got at Till Death Network at solo.to/Till Death Network. And that's where you can find all the links that has to do with the Till Death Podcast Network. So if you don't want to hunt and peck all over Al Gore's worldwide interweb and try to figure out, like, how do I get to this show that's on the Till Death Podcast Network? Like, how do I get to Sipping with Sean? Or how do I get to Movies America? You can just, like, go there, and there's all the links right there, all at one-stop shop, one location, okay? Okay, so moving on. We've got solo.to/tildeathstudios. And that's where you can go if you want to, if you're thinking about starting up a show like this very one you're watching right now, or anything, any show on like YouTube or Rumble, whatever. Okay, if you want to do anything of that sort, and you want some cool graphics to go along with it, like we got the background here. You've seen the Movies America background right here. You saw the intro at the beginning. Get the banner up at the top. All the flair, as I like to call it. Okay, like an office space, all the flair to enhance your show. You can go to solo.to/tildeathstudios, and my man Ian is going to hook you up. Okay, he's going to work his artistic magic for you. Okay, if you go there. All right, moving on. We've got solo.to/I'm Sean Cav, and that's where you can go to see all the links that have to do with anything that Sean Cav is doing it, who is here in the chat, the live chat right there. And he's got his great show, Sipping with Sean, that comes out every Friday afternoon for me. That's what time it comes out, my time, so 4:30 Central, my time, I believe, every other Friday. He's got excellent shows right there where he's got great drink recipes. He talks about boozy things, all things alcohol, and sometimes he does a show from fantastic remote locations, to enhance your experience, your sipping with Sean viewing experience. So check out solo.to/I'm Sean Cav. All right. And moving right along, we got solo.to/the Whiskey Capitalist. And that's where you can find all the links that has to do with the Whiskey Capitalist podcast show that comes out every Monday and Wednesday nights. And that comes on, at least for me, it's 7 Central for me. So do the math, 8 Eastern, 6 Mountain, and 5 Pacific, right there every Monday and Wednesday night. And they just talk about cool stuff like all the hot button issues, topics, funnies, that kind of thing. So yeah, just check them out. It's hilarious. All right. And let me check out live chat here before I bust out this next one here. Channel 2 Action News. I hear Sean has an R. Kelly trick he does every episode. He's going to piss on it. Yeah. He's going to piss on it. Yeah. So, yeah, if you want to get all pissed off and watch Sipping with Sean, by all means, there you go. I can't think of a better endorsement than that, Channel 2 Action News. I'll tell you, you should go into the marketing world. All right, moving on. We've got solo.to/tildeath podcast. And that's the one location. You can go there to get all the links that has to do with the Till Death podcast. And Till Death podcast, that is the OG of the Till Death podcast network. That's the show that started it all, okay? And that is a show that Ian does with his lovely wife, Jen, every other Saturday afternoon for me. So I believe that comes on at 4:30 my time, Central, on Saturdays, every other Saturday. Right there. And so that's where you can get the links to their awesome Till Death podcast show every other Saturday. So and they talk about, of course, marital bliss, marital tips. And they do current events too and hot button issues of the day as well. So, yeah, pretty funny show with those two. And you can join them to live chat with them as well. All right. So I think that is going to do it there for me here tonight. With Movies America spoiler warning. I just want to thank everybody that joined me. And again, get in the comments down below. And yes, also don't forget to vote in the BANNY'S. Okay. And if you forget how to vote in the BANNY'S, you can just go in the description for this show and check out the link for the BANNY'S, or go to Movies America at Movies America on Twitter. And you can get the link to vote in the BANNY'S that way. All right. So, hey, let's get this party started as we wrap up this episode. And again, like I always say, get out there, people. Those movies, they're not going to watch themselves. See ya.
Hey, don't leave yet. All right? Hey, I want to hang out with you for a little bit longer, okay? So, like this video and subscribe to this channel, okay? And also, make sure to watch these videos. They're getting lonely. They don't want to be left by themselves. And like them as well, if you would, all right? And again, thanks for watching the Till Death Podcast Network and Movies America.